One bad decision, one mistake, and everything comes crashing down like there's no tomorrow. Maybe you were drunk, or maybe for the first time in ages you felt wanted, sexy, and alive. At the time it felt right, but you didn't even think about the consequences. What if my spouse found out? What would that do to our marriage? Could we ever recover from an affair? But obviously, if you're watching this, your spouse did find out, and now your marriage is shattered, and you don't know what to do. Hi guys, my name is Brad Browning, and I am YouTube's top marriage expert. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to recover from an affair and regain the trust of your spouse. Trust is one of the most important things in any relationship. Without it, there really is no relationship at all. And if you don't trust your spouse, then everything that you say and do is going to have a huge question mark attached to it. And it's impossible to grow in such a tenuous situation like that. So if the trust is broken, then both parties need to dedicate 100% of their time and effort into rebuilding that trust back up again. For some couples, that can be easy, but for others, it can be the most difficult thing in the world. So in this YouTube video, I'm going to outline several tips that you can use right now to start healing those wounds and rebuilding the trust that's been lost. Tip number one, make sure your apology was genuine. Nothing else is going to matter until your partner truly and deeply feels that you're sorry. And if that means apologizing 1,000,000 times until your partner accepts it, then so be it. But here are some tips for apologizing. Make sure you stare at your partner in the eyes every single time you say that you're sorry. And don't just say, you're sorry and move on. Be empathetic. Say something like, I know you might feel how you might feel right now, and I'm genuinely devastated about it. Your partner might snap back at you, yell at you, scream at you, but at no point should you snap back at them. Now, that's only going to make matters worse. Right now, your partner feels awful, and you need to allow him or her to go through those emotions. You can also try, holding your partner's hand while you apologize. Doing so will make your apology feel more authentic, and it'll help to comfort your spouse at the same time. And finally, promise your spouse that you will never, ever make that same mistake again. Tip number two, think about trust all the time. Right now, your partner doesn't trust you, and every little mistake that you make moving forward is going to be magnified by about 10. So that means even little errors can set your partner off. So that's why the subject of trust is something that has to be in the forefront of your mind all the time. Even something as simple as not calling your spouse back when you were supposed to can set off alarm bells. Or even forgetting to pick up that carton of milk from the grocery store when you said you were going to. Right now, you need to focus on the most important person in the world to you, which is your spouse, right? Failing to do so is going to result in a much slower recovery. So for every single action that you do or take moving forward, think about your spouse and how it will affect him or her and their trust for you. Tip number three, go above and beyond for your spouse. So until trust has been fully rebuilt, you're going to have to go the extra mile for your spouse. That means spending extra time with him or her, doing the chores around the house, bringing the kids to school, even giving your spouse flowers or an I'm sorry gift can go a long way. Just make sure that you don't actually smother your spouse with attention. It's important that you give him or her the time to breathe in the wake of the infidelity. So just do your best to find out what your partner needs and wants, and then give that to them. Over time, with enough good behavior, your spouse is going to see that you're genuinely sorry, and trust can be rebuilt over that period of time. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn some more tips and tricks that'll help your spouse to forgive you for almost anything, really, head over to my website, marriageguy.com, and watch the free video presentation there. In that video, you're going to learn some subtle psychological tactics and techniques that are going to compel your spouse to not only forgive you, but to love you again like the day you just got married. So once again, if you want to watch that video, it's at www.marriageguy.com. Tip number four, be honest about everything. There are going to be moments when your spouse will want to learn all the dirty details of your infidelity. The best thing to do in your situation right now is to indulge him or her. Allow your spouse to ask the difficult questions and do your best to answer. Don't go into the dirty details, but now is your time to come clean and tell your spouse everything. Now, while your spouse may not love the sound of your answers, he or she needs to hear those facts in order to move on. And while this is happening, you need to be sincere and act genuinely remorseful. Now, as difficult as that is, building trust is all about openness and honesty, and there's no better time to be open and honest than right now. Tip number 5, don't be afraid to seek professional help. Marriage counseling is oftentimes considered the last resort, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So if your marriage simply isn't improving, then seeking a marriage counselor or couples counselor could be hugely beneficial. And I know it is tough shoveling out hundreds of dollars for an hour of something that may or may not work out, but thankfully there is an alternative solution. And that alternative solution is to sign up for my one-on-one online marriage coaching program. To see all the details about my program and my coaching, just simply head over to marriageguy.com/coaching. That's marriageguy.com/coaching. And for less than cost of a cup of coffee per day, you can have me as your personal marriage coach. And the best part is you don't even have to let your spouse know that you're signed up. So just do yourself a favor and check out that page that I mentioned before, marriageguy.com/coaching for details. And that is a wrap for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.